It's time. It's time for a fun old-fashioned family Christmas. Don't go away. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fat Guy Productions. I am Paul, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's time for a fun old-fashioned family Christmas. If you know me or have been watching me for any length of time, you know I kind of am trying to really take myself and my family back to a simpler, happier time when Christmas wasn't so stressful and it was more about being together and enjoying the moment rather than rush and all these fights and struggles and Christmas chores instead of enjoyable Christmas moments. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you how I do a simple square box wrap. And now I know everybody can wrap a Christmas gift, but I am of the philosophy that these are gifts that you're giving to people that you love. Don't they deserve a little time and care in the entire gift-giving experience? So if you're going to go through all the trouble to wrap a gift, wrap it neatly. Make it beautiful. These are people that you love. Do you really want to throw it in a garbage bag and hand it to them and say, "Here, Merry Christmas, get away from me now"? No. It's a special occasion and it's a special moment. And all of these things, going out shopping with a smile on your face, wrapping the gifts beautifully, picking something special instead of just chucking gift cards all over the place, they all add up to a very special Christmas. So, let's get wrapping. So let's get into the wrapping, and be sure to watch my live stream Sunday morning, December 6th at 9 a.m. Pacific to see how I easily knock down a roll of wrapping paper. So here are the things that you're going to need. First, you're going to need a regular roll of Scotch tape. You're going to need double-sided tape. You'll need a good, sharp razor knife. I like these because I can break the tip off and get a fresh blade. You're also going to need a good pair of scissors. Today I'll be doing a simple wrap of a square gift, but it's a great place to start, and you can adapt these wrapping techniques for other strange-shaped gifts. First, you're going to need to size your paper. I suggest using a heavy, high-quality paper. The thin, cheap stuff, it's just a headache waiting to happen. Good stuff often has a grid on the backside, and this is a great help in quality wrapping. I start by getting the thickness of the gift, using the grid on the paper as a sort of an ad hoc ruler. I need the paper to hang out over the ends by a bit more than half. So, using the grids, if the gift is, say, 6 grids thick, your overhang needs to be at least 4 to 4.5 grids. Now we need to make sure that the paper will wrap all the way around the gift with about 4 to 6 inches to spare. I also need to keep in mind the overhang that I already figured out. So here I have my gift placed, and you can see I have the appropriate overhang on the one side. Now I'll count it out on the other, and I'll trim the paper down. I love this small folding table for many reasons. You can get these at Costco. I can easily move the entire table around to help me with the wrapping, and as you see here, I'm going to be able to cut right on the table surface because it's just kind of a plastic. So it can handle all but the very biggest of gifts, It's versatile, and it just makes everything so much easier. I really love to wrap on this table. With the paper finally trimmed down to size for the gift, I can start to wrap. We're going to go around the gift first, and then do the ends. On the edge of the paper you will wrap around the gift. You're going to fold that end over and tape it down to itself. Be sure to sharply crease the fold. This will give it a nice finished edge for the gift. Again, you can see the printed guide on the back of the paper coming in to my rescue and making this fold easy. My trusty little razor knife comes in so handy while I'm wrapping, not just for cutting, but it's got the perfect end for burnishing down my folds. Later, we'll talk about the double-sided tape here, but for now all I need is the Scotch tape, and I'm just going to put a few pieces here to hold the fold down. Now I'll position the paper on my table in the way it fits the best, and then I can go ahead and place the gift in the center, making sure that I have equal amounts at each end of the paper, that the gift is square in the paper and not cattywampus. Now I bring the folded edge around the gift and I align it to where I plan to end the wrap. This is just short of one of the edges. I recommend staying back at least 1/4 of an inch until you get good at this, and then you can get a little bit closer if you want to. With the gift aligned and the ending point set, I can spin the table around and bring the tail end of the paper up and tape it onto the gift. I put one piece of regular Scotch tape in the middle, and then, smoothing it down as I go, I put more tape down until I'm at the end. Take your time, tape it down, and make sure it's square and smooth. So now we can pull the paper around the gift, making sure that it's nice and tight. As we do this, we're also going to crease the edges with our fingers. It is so important to crease the edges. This gives the gift a really beautiful, finished look. So just pinch it between two fingers, slide them along, and crease the edge right along the edge of the gift like so. Now what I'm doing is I'm holding the paper down with my forearm and pushing against the gift to make sure that the paper is nice and tight while I'm rolling the gift and creasing these edges. Now I'm going to back it off and get ready to tape it all down. I want to use double-sided tape for all of the edges just to keep the gift nice, neat, and clean. Couple that with the folded visible edge, the creased corners, and you're going to have a top-notch wrapping job. I'll run the double-sided tape the entire length of the gift. Don't skimp here. Do it in several small strips to keep it manageable, but you want to cover the entire edge. I want to place the tape as close to the edge as I can get it, but I don't want it sticking out and leaving a sticky part that's exposed and all over the place. That's not really neat and professional. With the tape in place, I can now retighten the wrap, and finally, pulling it really tight, I will lay the taped edge down from the center, working outwards, and then rub it down really good, and voila! This part is done. Super neat, super professional. I'll clean every edge up, make sure they have a nice crease, and then we can move on to the ends. On the ends, I'll start with one little piece of tape, and I'll pull the sides in and tape them down to the gift. Again, make sure you pull these down nice and snug, and don't forget to either now or later crease those edges. The overlapped edge is the bottom of the gift, and we can now prepare to fold that bottom flap up. Tuck the paper in snug to the gift and crease the fold down. You can use your finger, but a smooth tool can really help you out here. Repeat this process on both sides of the bottom flap. If you're sitting here thinking this is too much and too difficult and it's going to be a real headache, well, I'm sitting here, I'm relaxing, I'm playing the album Get the Knack by The Knack over the stereo, and I'm just having a nice time here. Don't stress out about it. With the edges folded in, we can now apply a bit of tape to the middle of the flap, fold it up, and pull it snug, and tape it down to the gift. If this is a wide gift, add just a couple more bits of tape to the sides to make sure that it's nice and tight and smooth. Don't forget, crease the edge. Now we can do the other side by repeating what we have just done with one small minor exception. Again, we're going to fold in the corners, we're going to crease the folds. Everything is the same, except now we want to put a fold over the cut edge of the paper to give it a nice dressed finish. So we will fold the paper over a little bit to give it that edge. We will crease it down really well. And like we did with that very first edge, we're going to use a little bit of Scotch tape and tape that fold down. So everything is looking amazing. All we have to do is put a length of double-sided tape along this flap. Again, put it as close to the edge as possible. We don't want any of this tape sticking out. We're going to lay it down. And now we can go ahead and pull that flap down nice and snug and stick it down in the middle and smooth it out to the sides. Nice and snug. Stick it down. Burnish that tape down. And of course, we crease the edge. It really is that easy. And all we have to do to finish is repeat on the other end. This may not be a big stretch for you. This may not be too far off of what you're already doing. We're just doing it slower, neater. We're putting a finished edge wherever you're going to see a paper seam. And instead of having a whole roll of Scotch tape strewn all over the package, we're hiding the tape to give the gift a really fine, finished look. Well, I'm almost done with this wrapping. And while you don't need to wrap every gift with a ribbon and a bow, pick a select few gifts out and add some beautiful embellishments to step up the wrap job. Be creative and take the gift to a whole new level. Boom, you're done. And the gift is one that you can be proud of and proud to give to somebody you love. All right, there you have it. It's that simple. And look how nice this is, okay? It's beautiful. And take a couple of the better presents, the more important ones. Put a nice ribbon on it and a little decorations on it. But for your everyday packaging, look how nice that is. It's so nice, and it says volumes about how you feel about the person that's getting this gift. So take some time with it and do it right. I hope you enjoyed this video and the Christmas tips I threw in. If you did, please give it a giant thumbs up, click subscribe, and be sure to click the notification bell so you'll know anytime I release a new video. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them down below. So that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Just remember, for the holidays, deck the halls and not your family. This is Paul from Fat Guy Productions. Until next time, be good.